Good morning from Easier Habits Live, your favorite AM Central business live stream. I'm laughing because I just have to reshoot this. The whole thing was muted last time. But today we're going to be diving into just a little bit of competitive research. So I will show you what that looks like in general and kind of give you the roadmap that I'll be using to do some more research, and you can kind of follow my competitive analysis and market research process as I do this specifically to learn how to write copy for Facebook ads. This is something that we're building up to with Meg. We know her audience is on Facebook. However, the interesting thing our marketing consultant helped us find is that our competitors don't run a lot of ads on Facebook. So either that is a huge opportunity or it doesn't work, and we'll have to find out which. We want to give it the best shot that we can. So I am not a marketer writing copy, but I want to test some of the things that we've learned from our market research consultant. And if that works, then we'll probably work with them again to kind of build out more channels, more to automate things, etc., and scale things once we know it's successful. But until we know it's successful, it's really about testing. So we're going to do that. First, the communication tip of the day is that you do not have to be a genius coming up with original, brilliant communication. You can steal language from other people. And that's one of the reasons why we're going to do competitive research. We're going to find who is doing marketing challenge, 3-day marketing challenges, and then see kind of what sort of copy benefits they're using, what is the cost, if anything, that they're referring to. I don't know if these are going to work the same in an English-speaking market with Japanese people, but if we don't have Japanese ads to go on, then we have to get a little bit creative. And maybe I can have Meg, after I do some of this research, she can watch these videos and then try and see if she can find similar things in Japanese, or ask her Japanese friends to help her with that search to find competitors. So in any case, that would be really interesting to try and reach out to your target audience. I mean, like, someone you know well that's a friend, be like, can you help me find competitors? Yeah, that would be interesting. Anyway, so borrow language from people whose language works. Now, if you're borrowing them from an ad, it may or may not work. If you can find an ad and figure out some way to tell whether it's been running for a long time, that's a pretty good indication that it is successful. I do remember having copied someone's ad just for a test, and then finding out it didn't work for me, and then seeing a little bit later that they dropped that approach. So I was like, curses, I copied the wrong thing. And I don't copy verbatim, don't like literally steal their phrase, but you can copy like the concepts, the general points, and then rephrase that. You also have to make sure that it's something that you can deliver on. So and another thing you can do if you have like content marketing and followers is you can copy someone's offer, but kind of turn it into a blog post or content marketing and see if people are interested. So you could test it there if you have like a following without advertising. So a lot of ways to productively steal from people, but you don't have to come up with everything yourself. And especially if you're not a copywriter, not a marketer, if you're just getting into business, really looking at what other people are offering is a great place to start. So that said, let's dive into it. So I looked up 3-day marketing challenge. It's interesting to see that there is not a lot of ads up here at the start. I could also do 5-day. That would probably give me someone different, which would be good. But I found the 3-day business breakthrough challenge. There's Facebook marketing groups. Since I've already found this, I can skip ahead to their landing page. So this is a free masterclass. There are no costs, but it's only available for a limited time. I saw someone else saying this challenge was actually $7 or something like that. But here, what I would do, let's see, is that big enough? Let's boost this up a little bit. So here what I would do is how I went from 0 to 6 figures in 6 months without a product, having 0 experience using paid ads or being a tech expert. These 3 steps allowed me to leave my soul-draining job, 9-to-5 job in 9 months. So that's a big thing, right? That I see in a lot of places. This is like income replacement, and probably it's just like the time of year, like big recession, income replacement is huge, probably, given the recession that we're in. So it's been really popular for several months. Freedom is another thing, 0 to 6 figures. Like those are different products. Not all of this is going to apply to Meg's target audience. So, in terms of like leaving a job, they're either entrepreneurs that don't want to leave their job, like they already left it. They're already being entrepreneurs, or maybe they're business people, like they're in charge of business development. I think would be a big other target audience for Meg, and so we don't want to have them quit their job. We just want to help them with business development in English. So, all right, you will see stupid, simple steps. So simplicity, right, is something that's important. Don't have to be a tech expert, right? That this is accessible. So Meg's version is probably you don't have to be fluent in English, right, to tell a powerful story. And get to know your customers. Never worry about customers and leads. How to get thousands of eyeballs on my offers every day on autopilot without having to pay for ads. So, anyway, this is interesting. I'm always curious. I try out these things all the time. A lot of them are spammy. I should probably do just like a channel or like offshoot series. It's just a review of these things because I'm always curious to see what people offer and how the real thing stacks up against that. So this was one example. Another example that I found was the YouTube challenge. So Zenler 3-day YouTube challenge. And so there are some pieces. Set up your channel and creating great video thumbnails. Ooh, the language on this. This is something also that's like that like actually perfect English is not a requirement for selling things, but Meg and I both kind of cringe every time we see a place that has like big typos. All right, software and recording tips, best practices for getting views, beat the competition, linking to relevant content and making sales, get your YouTube channel flying. So a lot of this, what they're selling is like, these are the specific points, bullet points. These are the things that you'll be able to do. You'll be able to create thumbnails. You'll know how to record and use the software, get views, linking to content and making sales. So using it to make sales, etc. Challenge key features. Again, this is like a lot of like the specific skills that you'll use, right? So what I will do is take all of these, copy them, put them in like a note-taking app with a link to the original so I can see them, and these will form a basis that I can use to brainstorm what I'll do for the ad copy. And the other thing that I can do here, and that I will probably do tomorrow, I'll dive into more of this, is to take some of these courses, find the person's original website, and then see if I can find any Facebook ads for that website. I mean, the affiliate guy is kind of marketing that get lots of views without ads. It would be interesting to see if he does or does not use ads in the Facebook ads library. So, if he does, interesting. But, he's also marketing to someone who's not where he is yet. So maybe that's how he got to start without ads. But anyway, so we'll reverse engineer this, and I'll go to ads and get ad copy. Now, the other thing you can do is you can leverage some of these competitor sites to find users. Now, this great reviews, 100% 5 stars. I actually loaded this and saw a 4-star one, so this widget like filters out wherever they're getting these reviews. It's filtering out lower ones, and that's why it's 100% 5 stars. So I wouldn't trust the apps here, but then you could Google. You could, depending on the establishment, you can find Yelp or Google reviews or whatnot for this particular, for this person. You can find well-known publications. Be careful on reviews on anybody's individual site, because if someone does a review of it, they might be affiliates. They might be paid to encourage people to try out this thing. So you might not get an honest review, but you can go to Reddit, you can go to Quora, where people are discussing these things like this. You can find Facebook groups on similar topics and ask them about these types of products and if anyone has tried it. And those are ways you can leverage a knowledge of your competitors to get at the actual niche itself. And the great thing about the niche is this will give you, like, the competitors, hopefully, if you can find an ad that's been running for a while, will give you something tried and tested. But another great way to tweak what they're doing and maybe do it even better is if you can find the user's own language for describing the benefit of the product to them, and then reflect that. So an example of that, I was hearing from Alex Hormozy on weight loss or something like that. He was saying that one of their ads that was successful was like, fit into that little black dress in X days. Like, that was a formula that had worked for him. And that idea that, like, female people, like, their goal is trying to fit into that little black dress. And so it feels like you're talking to them, right? You're a customer. You're not saying, this is a program that will get you to lose 30 pounds. Like, okay, 30 pounds is great, whatever. But why are they losing it in the first place? They're losing it to fit into, the little black dress, get bikini ready, like, become a shredded beast for guys, for guys who want to get super ripped. A lot of, for guys, is like getting super ripped and pumped, right? Different language, aggressive language, alpha male language, whatever. So, like using the language of your customer instead of features. So that can be very powerful. And the other thing customers are going to do that is helpful is they're going to point out what didn't work for them, the limitations. And if you read enough of those reviews, you might see a gap in the market, so you can offer something unique that stands out, that's different than your competitors, right? That you're not competing just on price and authority, but you're competing on something that your competitors don't have. And the third thing you can do with a competitive analysis is you can leverage that into reviews. You can find reviewers, like blogs. You can find experts, channels, podcasts, etc., that review that content, and then that can be a third piece of helpful market research. You don't want to take language from experts unless the niche is bloggers or podcasters or etc. You don't want to take language from them because they'll be reviewing it in a technical capacity. They'll be comparing features, etc. They're not actually your target niche. But when you start producing content, producing some guest post articles for these people or going on their podcast, etc., to talk about what you do, can lead more people back to your homepage. So that becomes really important, getting the experts, getting a hold of the experts and working with them during your content marketing phase, kind of as a longer term strategy, is also really effective. So I guess this is the business tip. In summary, is when you're doing market research, a great place to start is with the competitors, and then leverage back from steal some of their language, see the ads that are working for them, etc. But then you can step back and then see their niche audiences. What are the groups or places that are talking about this? The audiences themselves, as well as the expert bloggers and podcasters, YouTube channels, traditional media, etc. Step back, Twitter influencers, whatever. All the people, you can kind of step back and find the people who are talking about your competitors, and chances are they are either your target audience or they have access to your target audience. So that is the kind of a large-scale framework for doing competitive research online. So as I said, today was just kind of diving in, finding a few examples. These aren't specifically our competitors because we're not trying primarily to leverage Meg's marketing. We're primarily trying to leverage her English teaching skills, but in an applied way, helping people market in English. So she focuses on the English course. However, since there aren't ads in Japanese, that was one of the things our marketing consultant said, that we don't have competitors to steal from directly in terms of advertising a 5-day challenge. And I don't even know if a 5-day challenge or a 3-day challenge or whatever in Japan is a thing. But I thought I would borrow from the English ones, and then we can try that in advertising, testing and advertising a free 3 or 5-day challenge, I think is what we're going through, a 5-day challenge for the Japanese audience, and see if that free offering gives people enough value that we can then upsell into Meg's services. So as a way to build trust. A lot of Japanese people introduce, like a lot of Japanese business is through connections, referrals, etc. So advertising, I mean, it's like they have ads on TV. It's not like they don't advertise, but Facebook advertising, for example, was not as big. So either this is a great opportunity because not a lot of her competitors are doing it and she can stand out and get a lot of attention, or it doesn't work. We'll have to find out. But the best way to find out is to do a little research about how people traditionally do market these sorts of challenges and what are the effective bullet points for them. So, all right, I think we can call it a day. And I'll be on tomorrow specifically to take a list of competitors and look at the Facebook ads library in English, again, to see the English ads. I might, if Meg has time over her break or when she gets back, specifically do some of these steps that we're doing right now in Japanese to see if she could find any ads that our marketing consultant Jeremy missed. It's not that I don't trust him, he just is also not a Japanese speaker, so I imagine that's harder for him. I'm not a Japanese speaker, so I can't do this. So maybe we can have Meg do it or enlist some of her friends to help her with it. But for right now, we'll be doing this in English and checking out the Facebook ads tomorrow. So I hope this is helpful, just to get your feet wet with marketing research. This is something you should do periodically because your understanding of your market, your target audience, who your competitors are, evolves over time. So I highly recommend that you, in your business, if you're creating a new business, do some market research just once a month at least, right? Get back into it. Sure, immerse yourself at first, but then come back to it once a month and, try new things or, try new avenues, see if you can find new competitors or go a little bit deeper into what your competitors are doing. What are their sites? What are their funnels? What are their ads, etc.? What are their emails? Sign up for the email list, etc. Go deeper. So market research is really powerful, and it's a skill you need to practice. So you're not just going to do it once. But hopefully, if you haven't done it for a while, this gives you that kick in the rear you needed to get into gear, this gentle encouragement you needed to do some more market research. And that's it. So until tomorrow, make big changes, one small habit at a time.